So our next speaker is David Saltman. I really enjoyed your story about the moonlight trip and the freezing cold that we took with my husband Morley in the truck. We still have that truck. And there was a snowstorm yesterday and the day before in Calgary, and we took our daughter to university to write her exams in that same truck.
Oh, yeah. Well, it saved my life.
Good. So David and his wife Camille are innovators and social change agents, and social difference and environmental goods are always their touchstones. And I'm so proud to work with them on bringing their next project to Alberta, and excited to hear the minister's announcement this morning, so congratulations on that. And I'll give the floor over to you, David.
Sure, thanks, Lori Jo. I really do want to acknowledge Lori Jo for a moment. There are few advocates for an industry, a circular economy, a bio-based economy, a total dedication to place that are hard. So I'd like a round of applause for Lori Jo for, she's the real deal, and we probably wouldn't be here without her. Our mission has become a world leader in natural fiber composites. That's all we do. We sit in the food chain with proprietary hemp-based products that can enable our customers to produce lighter, stronger, less expensive, far more sustainable solutions themselves. We go after giant industries, which means we can't start small. You get a contract at Toyota, and then they need 5 million square feet a month of the material, right? The RV industry in Elkhart, Indiana alone uses 620 million board feet of rainforest plywood, mahogany, to make RVs. So the forests of Indonesia, Malaysia are being denuded to make RVs. That's just a fact. Those are the markets we go after, and that's what we want to replace. Our strategy, as Andrew pointed out, is vertical integration. Just like the oil industry pours in a barrel of oil utilizing their expertise in extraction and refining and then distribution to extract every bit of value out of that thing, jet fuel, regular fuels, down through propylenes and ethylenes, and at the fertilizers. You know, at the very bottom of that barrel, you know what that is? It's poison, but we bought it as Agent Orange or, Roundup. So that's the value chain of petroleum. Our value chains do the same, utilizing our expertise in agronomics, field practices, in genetics, in fiber processing for now 3 decades of experience, and finally composites manufacturing to extract every bit of value out of a bale of hemp. And I think if we can do that, we can change an industry and change the world. That's enough about Inca. I'm happy to talk to you guys ad infinitum. You can go to our website, or I'm happy to talk to people individually about what we're actually doing here. But I kind of wanted to step back in time. I think a lot of times to understand the future, you got to understand the past. And I'm here to postulate that every stage of advancement in human history has occurred with advancements in new materials. So the Bronze Age, for example, you saw the creation of the first urban centers, really centralized government, legal systems, the rise of the city-states. The Industrial Revolution, obviously fueled by coal, built in steel, enabled the creation of automated manufacturing, mass transportation. Millions of people were lifted out of poverty. Incredible age. Petroleum, during this later stage, became the feedstock for fuels, lubricants, plastics, adhesives, textiles, a million other products that surround us. Today's computer age, which has again brought many people out of poverty, enabled people to have access to information around the world they never could, that was made out of 99.9999% sand. That's what silicon is. And those computer chips have changed every aspect of our life. The way we communicate, the way we work, learn, play, live, pay. Our ability to decode the human genome, send satellites into space, that could never happen without silicon. But now, in this age, we face a very different material challenge, one that requires a new set of materials. Our past materials have enabled incredible advances in civilization, but our reliance on petrochemicals poses an existential threat to the species and to the fragile ecosystems upon which all life depends. So this is no time to go to Mars. Sorry, Elon, but that planet is a stark example of global warming, right? Had water, had atmosphere. It's time to begin to transition from a hydrocarbon-based economy to a carbohydrate-based economy. And the cultivation of hemp, which goes back 8,000 years, I mean, literally, Britannia couldn't have ruled the waves without hemp. In fact, it was mandatory, not just required, but it was mandatory to grow hemp in England. It's high time to really restore this incredible utilitarian cultivar to its rightful place in our food chain and also in our raw material chain, our supply chain. By utilizing renewable agricultural resources rather than petroleum, fiberglass or wood alternatives, we can permanently sequester carbon, we can reduce plastics pollution, we can reduce deforestation, and we can bring wealth to our local agricultural economy and in our economies and communities. And in doing so, you really can create a circular economy, which I guess brings me back to today's topic, which is really finance. And I'd say that is a bottleneck here. How many people here are strictly investors, bankers, agents of banks? Investors. That's a real problem. If they're not here, you're not in the room, right? So, flat out. So, I'm here to tell you that there is no shortage of financial resources for what we're collectively trying to accomplish. We just have to demonstrate to the capital markets and to government agencies that our value proposition is investment grade. Impact investing now accounts for 25% of all managed capital. That's $20 trillion, you guys, in asset allocation to ESG corporations. Think of that number. So let's tap into those wells. Major corporations are greening their supply chain and pledging to be net carbon negative by 2030. That's why Toyota is buying our materials. That's why Winnebago is buying our materials. We're not just another pretty face. We can make their cars lighter. We can make them stronger, more resilient, and we can sequester carbon permanently. We literally can take back our materials and bring them right back into our supply chain. So we have to help them and thousands of other companies to achieve their own sustainability goals. Consumer purchasing accounts for 70% of GDP, and man, are they voting with their pocketbooks. So they're demanding safer products, don't pollute the planet. They want plant-based foods that are healthier and far friendlier to the environment. So let's deliver the goods. This is all sort of a long-winded way of saying that I really believe you are in the right place at the right time with the right plant. And I really look forward to working with you to make this Canadian hemp supercluster one of the great success stories of all time. Thank you very much.